My name is Karen Ford. Welcome to another show of the Sci-Fi Zone, where we'll be discussing everything and anything about sci-fi, fantasy, video gaming, and anything else in between all across Newfoundland and Labrador. Today we have Mr. Hansen and Paul Dooley, and of course Darren Han. And today we will be talking about conventions. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after our sponsors. So thanks for joining us, and Darren Han.
Yes, ma'am.
Conventions.
Sci-Fi in the Rock, number 6.
Yes, what got you into it?
Oh my God. I've been going to conventions for the past 10 or 12 years. Montreal, Toronto, a little bit of everywhere. And one year I came back from a convention and I said to my friend Mel, I said, we should start a convention. And we talked it over, we made plans. We had our first one at the Hotel Mount Pearl. That went over extremely well. And then our next year, we decided to have the Holly in because we needed more space. Hotel Mount Pearl was great, but it just wasn't physically large enough. And so what we done the second year for Sci-Fi in the Rock 2, we brought in 2 actors. We brought in Jeremy Bullock, who played Boba Fett in Star Wars, and Brian Downey, who played in Lex, Stanley Tweedle in Lex. Okay. And that went over extremely well. And now this coming April, we have Sci-Fi in the Rock 6, and we have Jeff Coombs from Star Trek, who played on Deep Space Nine as Wayum Brunt, and he also played on Enterprise as the Andorian Shran.
I've never seen as that.
Yeah, and he's also been in horror movies, and I'm not a big horror fan, so I forget the name of it, but he's a big horror actor too. Okay. And a lot of people, and I'm going to be beaten and shot because I don't know the name of his movie. So Jeff, I'm sorry, I apologize in advance for that. But next people we have is Lolita Fajo. Lolita is a behind-the-scenes person in Star Trek, right from, I believe it's Deep Space Nine, all the Star Trek movies right up to Enterprise. Okay. And I think she's been a script consulting, and she's done a lot of work behind the scenes. She's coming as a guest because a lot of people, they like when we bring in actors, but they also like when we bring in behind the scenes because a lot of people come to me or email me and say, Darren, I'm a writer. How do I go from Newfoundland to working in Hollywood? And I said, well, I can't answer that, but I can find someone that might answer for you.
Sure.
And so we've been asked to bring in some behind-the-scenes people, so she's coming in. Another actor we have is Richard Hatch from the original Battlestar Galactica, and the new Battlestar Galactica. We play Tom Zarek on that, but we're not even talking about that. Battlestar Galactica is what was on in the 80s. Not this Galactica 80 either. No, I should say in the 70s, because they actually did make another remake of Battlestar Galactica, and they called it Galactica 80.
Okay.
See, no one knows about that.
I never watched the show,
forget that.
So.
But anyway, Richard Hatch is coming. Richard Hatch, Lolita, Jeff, Mike.
Need help?
Need help. Mike DePood?
Food.
Mike DePood. He's been on all incarnations of Stargate.
Mhm.
Now, you know more about him,
I
so
know
you
more about
tell
him.
us about him.
Yeah, Mike DePood. He's been on 2 episodes actually of SG-1,
Yep,
and he's been on 1 episode of Atlantis.
yep.
And he was basically a regular from the ending of season 1 straight into season 2 of Stargate Universe.
Stargate what?
Universe.
What's that?
What is that?
Stargate Galactica, you mean?
Too funny.
I'm gonna get lots of bad emails about that. Definitely. And we have Peter Roy coming from England. Peter was in a lot of James Bond movies. He actually played 006 with Sean Connery.
Oh.
And he was also in the Star Wars New Hope. He had a couple of different roles in that. He was in the control room with Princess Leia and C-3PO when the Death Star was being attacked. And when Luke gets out of the X-Wing,
Uh-huh.
he's one of the engineers there that puts the ladder up and helps Luke out.
Ah.
And when Luke says the famous do you know what the bad line is when Luke jumps out of the X-Wing?
Mhm.
When Luke jumps out of the X-Wing, if you listen to it very carefully, he doesn't say Leia. He actually says Carrie.
Whoops.
Whoops, big whoops. And they actually speeded it up so you wouldn't notice it. But if you listen to it, you can hear him say Carrie, not
Uh-huh.
Leia. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, that's a little bit of trivia, useless information. I got tons of that in me. Who else have we got coming? We have it's not on the webpage yet, but we do have a fantasy model coming. Her name is Dracana, I believe if I'm pronouncing that right. And I can't pronounce her last name at all. She's actually from France. And she's a fantasy model. And she's going to be there selling her books and pictures and autographs and all that kind of stuff. She's going to be giving talks. She does a lot of conventions. I actually met her in Halifax a couple of weekends ago.
Okay.
Yeah. She's going to be coming along to it. And she'll be on the webpage now in about a week or so. When the webpage gets updated. The webpage gets updated about once a month. And I think that's it for actors. Am I missing anybody?
No, I think that's all of them.
I think that's all of them. I'm not sure, but I think it is. If I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry. Now, for the convention itself, it starts on Friday, which is the
20th.
April the 20th. I think we're going to be open at 4 o'clock. We're going to have a 3-day convention this year. It's going to be open at 4 o'clock. We're going to be selling tickets there. We have a film festival on Friday night, but the film festival is not sci-fi specific. Any Newfoundlander that makes a movie, or anybody that makes a movie, is welcome to contact us and have their movie entered into the film festival. And then all during the weekend, there's going to be panels, workshops, costume contests, everything going on during the whole weekend.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun. No sleep?
No.
No sleep at all. I stop sleeping probably on Wednesday, and then I go from Wednesday to Sunday night. Lots of fun. So everybody come down. Check out the webpage. www.sci-fi-rock.com. It's going to be right here, look, see?
So will you have your infamous Darth Vader show up?
More than likely, Vader Party will have Darth Vader show up. He's usually there every year. Darth Vader usually does a lightsaber technique learning, how to use your lightsaber. He usually does at least one of those
Okay.
for the kids and the adults. If anybody want to learn the proper way of using their lightsaber.
Okay. Any other treats for anybody? Like first-time goers? Like
first-time
what
goers.
What can they expect?
Well, something big here. Richard Hatch is actually doing a acting workshop.
Okay.
And I think, I may be wrong, but I think it's going to be an hour long, or a little bit longer, and it's going to be, I think there's a cost of $25 for it.
Okay.
But like for $25, you get instructions from Richard Hatch.
Exactly.
Exactly, right? So that's going to be pretty cool, that is.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for this episode. I'd like to thank Mr. Darren Hand for his views on conventions.
You're welcome, anytime.
And I'd like to thank Mr. Paul Dooley and Mr. Fleming Hansen for joining me as well. And if you have any questions or would like to be a guest on the show, you're more welcome to email us at the Sci-Fi Zone at gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook at the Sci-Fi Zone, and you can catch me on Twitter as well, Karen41. So thank you very much for watching.